Aimee is responsible for putting this together, and also responsible for getting the Newman Leathers Writers Group together. It was her impetus, and she predated me by a few weeks, but I'm so happy she did. Aimee's writing examines the reluctance and inability or confounded fear to change, often in the face of overwhelming evidence that change must occur. She traces the lives of a multi-generational family as the members struggle to maintain what they believe they know to be true. They are often sadly disappointed when the truth outs. Catholicism, Midwestern rural values, and maintenance of appearances all figure strongly in Aimee's work. Indianans are the focus of her writing, but her characters are true to all of us and exhibit those characteristics that we must admit to if we are ever to be honest. Besides her insightful gift as a writer, Aimee is an astute reader of fiction in progress, and we members of the NLWG are fortunate to have had her as a classmate and now as a writing colleague. Aimee?
As always, too nice. Thank you, Mara. I appreciate it. This story is titled Unruly, and it's part of a collection of stories titled Plowed Fields of Indiana, about how women in one family deal with their fertility from 1914 to the present day. And this story takes place in the early 80s. So Joanne Ringel snaps the plastic tablecloth on the floor and pulls a chair in front of the television console. Her husband Ted leans to the side of the stuffed chair to watch the Maltese Falcon. He holds a glass bottle of pop. The neighbor girl is coming over for a haircut, Joanne says. She puts on the smock with pockets in the front, loads the scissors, a fine-tooth comb, and small spray bottle. Her armor and artillery. Ted takes a swig of pop. Christ, he says. Is it that Severs kid? What's wrong with Samantha, Joanne asks. She turns the channel to the pro bowling tournament. She has money on the game and scheduled the hair appointment accordingly. It's the only way she has a fighting chance at the color TV. All mouth, he says. He takes a swig of pop and swishes it around his mouth. Her hands stiffen when she sorts through the tray of hair clips. She doesn't want to have the conversation again how all of the neighborhood kids are horrible. She'd rather ask exactly what scintillating conversation he's willing to offer, given he's stared at the television since 5 this morning. Ted sighs. I'll go to the bedroom, he says. His tall frame stretches with the bottle in hand. T-shirt creeps up to reveal a flat, pasty white waistline. He walks through the kitchen. Didn't take it yet, he says. He has this habit of turning over the horseshoe-shaped plastic case to make sure all the foils are pushed through in a complete ring. She takes the birth control pill, tricks her body out of doing its natural thing. Today she thought maybe she'd bring up having a baby again. Remind him that in 2 weeks she turns 37, and it isn't too late to try. Not yet. Okay, she says. She goes to the kitchen and draws water from the tap, then swallows her enemy. A cup from a fast food restaurant blows across the lawn and catches her attention out the kitchen window, and she sees Samantha bound across the yard, shifting around faded piles of snow, her hair wrapped in a towel, a magazine curled in her hand. Joanne opens the latch on the door and lets her in. You should wear a coat, she says. It's just next door, Samantha says. She thrusts a $5 bill at Joanne's waistline, then opens to the teen magazine to a photo of a girl who has long, straight hair. Samantha's own hair is a mess of wiry curls and wiry, dry curls. Joanne gently pulls at Samantha's curls, 4 to 5 inches in places, amazed that such a tight curl didn't come from a box. You know, Joanne says, most people come into the shop to try and get their hair just like yours. I want my hair like this, Samantha says, stabbing her finger into the magazine. Well, let's see what we can do, Joanne says. Samantha sits in the chair in front of the television and twists the earring studs. Joanne sprays Samantha's hair. Each squirt emits a waxy scent of apricot shampoo. She raises the TV volume. Pro bowler George Dickman is favored to win. They'll divvy up the winnings at the shop on Tuesday, so she doesn't want to miss out on one single set. Joanne places a retired plastic tablecloth with a hole cut in the center over Samantha's head. Cutting hair is the one area in life where she feels confident. Women come into her salon and walk out with a smooth tease, a tight perm, or a fresh cut. A new them. Joanne's own hair has been out of fashion, though, since high school. She can't bring herself to settle on one style, and so it remains a short shag combed to the face. Dickman bowls another frame, picks up a spare, and jams his elbow back in a victory. Joanne's assisted bet on the underdog, but Joanne bet on the sure thing, just like Ted, her husband, who was also her senior prom date. Ted was cute enough, came from a large family, had a job on the truck assembly line. But after they married, he announced the world was hopeless and not fit for any human they could make. His theory was proven when he was furloughed from the truck plant. The underdog is now 2 pins ahead of Dickman in the pro bowling tournament. The haircut with Samantha was only supposed to last 10 minutes, but now that the match is so close, Joanne takes more time. Exciting game, isn't it, Joanne says? It's bowling, Samantha says. During the commercial break, Joanne stands in front of Samantha and pulls the hair toward her cheekbones to see if the sides are even. She snips her curls here and there, pulls out her thinning shears to reduce the hair's fullness. Then she pulls each section out with a hairbrush, brush and hairdryer. She places the hairdryer on the sofa and goes to work with the curling iron. Dickman is up. He steadies and bowls a strike. Joanne turns to watch Dickman leap in the air, surrounded by his wife and children, and the curling iron taps Samantha's forehead. Ouch, Samantha says. Sorry, Joanne says. She dips her hand in a glass of water and wipes its coolness against the red mark on Samantha's forehead. Better, she asks. She backcombs each curl, teases it up nice and tall, and shapes it back and smooths it over. She sprays the hair, creating a cloud of chemical that makes both of their eyes water. She sets the can of Miss Breck on the cart and looks between the silhouette of Miss Breck and Samantha. The silhouette of Miss Breck and Samantha. The hairdo is identical. A helmet of sprayed, backcombed curls, like one of Joanne's $4 a week ladies who get to set their hair on Sunday for Sunday service. Well, Samantha says. Then she touches the back of her hair and her eyebrows come together in a panic. Joanne picks up the hand mirror and hands it slowly to Samantha. She wipes the scissors and places them back in their case. Samantha jumps up and a pile of curls bounce to the carpet. You ruined my hair, she screamed. She holds the magazine up to Joanne's face. Her eyes are wet and ready to spill. This doesn't look anything like this, she says, pointing to her head. But her hair is long, and your mom said, Joanne said. My mom said what? Samantha said, as she lowers the magazine and wipes her eyes. Your mom asked that it be cut short, Joanne says. She reaches over to tuck a piece of her hair behind Samantha's ear, but her wedding ring snags and Samantha turns away. Ow, Samantha shouts. She shoos Joanne's hand away. This action somehow manages to revive Samantha. Her posture straightens, head tilts back as she smiles. You know, all the ladies in the neighborhood talk about you, Samantha says. About how skinny you are, wearing high heels with jeans down to the mailbox. They say all it takes is one baby and you'd look just like them. Potato thighs, jello bellies, and elastic waist pants. Joanne's left eyebrow twitches. You're a mean little girl, Joanne says. Serves you right for hacking my hair off, Samantha says. Joanne reaches in her pocket and extends the $5 bill for Samantha to return to her mother, but Samantha refuses. My mom got what she paid for, Samantha said. She pulls the tablecloth over her red face. The sides of the hair-sprayed tufts catch and pull, making a scraping sound. It's a lousy haircut, Samantha says. She wads up the cloth and throws it to the ground. The patio door slides open and she doesn't even bother to turn to close it. Crisp March air fills the room and knocks the long burlap curtains against the white wall. Dickman is one frame away from what looks like to be his 7th victory. He kneels. His family gathers round and holds hands in a circle prayer. Joanne sits in the chair in front of the television, places a hand across her stomach, and wonders if she's missed anything at all.